Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, right? I'm the brother of Prime Mouth, and I'm going into the basics today on Proverbs 1 and 20, okay? 120 and so forth and so on. All right, this is a basic which we all learn when we first come in, and it's still a basic years later, all right? This is a go-to scripture for brothers teaching about why we are outside, why we are out in the open, in the public. This is Proverbs 1 and 20. If I could bear with me a second. Okay, Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. Okay, what's to cry? Cry means to shout. That's why we're screaming. That's why we're not screaming technically, but we're screaming loud, man. We're crying aloud, okay? We're shouting aloud, and we uttering our voice in the streets, man. That's where wisdom is found, in the streets. So it tells you that you're supposed to be in the public. Where's the streets? The public, where everybody is located, okay? A public is an open place, and it also refers to people, where people are. That's the public over there, okay? A public center is a place where the public are gathered, okay? And then there's another word, to publicize. Publicize. What are we doing? We're publicizing. That means to speak in public, in the midst of people. So we don't do this behind behind a den, behind a shack, right? In the ghost towns, in the parts of the city where nobody gathers at. We do it in the agora. The agora is a Greek word for the marketplace. Why the marketplace per se? Because we're gonna get into that next. All right. So that was 1 and 20. This is verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. Okay? The chief places of concourse is where the loud noises is. Okay? That's why we shouting. Don't you know it gets loud out there in the public? You got 50 some odd, 100 some odd conversations going down there at one time. You got people with spirits on them. They screaming, making noise. You got horns being blown. You got ambulances rushing through, man. You got fire drills and fires going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse. Another word for chief is the head. Is not the chief the head? When you look at a chief in the Gadites' history in America, you're going to learn that they had chiefs. The chiefs was the top men of the congregation, of the order, of the sect. All right? So the chief place of concord is the head of all places of transaction, man. The heads of the cities. It goes on to say, in the openings of the gates. The openings of the gates is the entrances to the city. Okay? It says, in the city she uttereth her words sayings. Okay? Whether it's the wisdom saying, she's speaking. All right? And how is wisdom speak? Is there a fairy that comes around and speaks wisdom? Is there a voice in your head that you hear? All right? It's by the prophets of the Lord that you'll hear these voices speaking, all right? These wise sayings being uttered, all right, in the public where it's noisy at, on the broad streets, in the marketplaces, all throughout the cities, in the entrances thereof. Okay? Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones? What's another word for simple? Naive, man. You believe in anything. And what do our people like to believe in? What the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ being a so-called white man? Or you believe that you just show up at church on Sunday and you're forgiven for all your sins and iniquities, and you can go ahead because you covered and blessed because the pastor dipped a little oil on you? Nah, man, there's more of our people than just showing up to some rinky church, man. So where past the pork chop is eyeing your woman, and after the service is over, which is 2 hours of hand clapping and gyrating, they serving you pork chops, man. Okay, that's the naivety and the simplicity that the scripture is talking about. How long, ye simple ones, you foolish ones, will you love simplicity, man? You love simplicity, man. You love being simple. How long? It goes on to say, and the scorners, delight in their scorning. What's a scorner? Scorn is another form of a mocker. Somebody who looks at you and teases you and acts like he's wanted down with you, but he's really in his head or verbally accusing you of being crazy, accusing you of being false prophet, accusing you of being a liar, man. Okay? It says, scorn, how, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And that's simple and plain. These fools hate knowledge. How come? Why does a fool hate knowledge? And how long are they going to be mocking us and scorning us in the streets, man? Okay? That's another way you know that we are supposed to be in the broad streets, because nobody can mock you in your house. All right? Another form of being on the streets, which we film everything on the streets, okay? When we out there on the highways and the hedges crying aloud, we film this, and then it goes up on the internet, and they still mocking on the comment board, man. So either way you look at it, we are the men, the prophets, all right, teaching in the broad public, in the entrance of the cities, all right, uttering wise sayings amongst the simple who mock and scorn us. Okay? Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Okay? Behold, I will pour out my spirit on you. Yeah, that's if you do turn at the Lord's reproof, he's going to pour his spirit out on you. Okay? It says, I will make known my words unto you. Yeah, you're going to be able to learn under the apostles, learn under the men of the Lord in these various cities, teaching the true doctrine, true understanding of the Bible, what your nationality is, what you're supposed to be involved with, why you're supposed to forget and not deal with it, get caught up into the affairs of this world, and how that could entangle you back to being a reprobate, man. What is a reprobate? All right? How does the Lord approve of you in your service to him, man? What is faith all about? We are the ones who are teaching it, but it is the Lord at your turning of the reproof that we're correcting you with, which will allow him to make known his words unto you, man, and give you that spirit. It's a spirit of understanding that's bestowed upon us. It's not our own selves. We turn that reproof. That's the only reason we're here teaching. So we're not separate from these same scriptures. These same scriptures were delivered unto us, as was the Spirit. Okay? So the Lord is in the business of making known to his word to those that turn at the reproof of the prophets who are in the streets, on the highways and the hedges, man. Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand. How often does the Lord call? Because if you go online right now on YouTube and type in Great Millstone, you're gonna find an amount of videos that you couldn't be able to watch in a lifetime, man. That's how often the Lord is calling upon you, man. He says, because I have called and you refuse, every Saturday, diligently, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle DeHart, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Lila. We're out here, down to the elders, down to the newest brothers. We're out here presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice in the public, where anything can happen. All right? The scriptures tell you that they're simple and they're mockers. They're liable to try to war with us and try to get carnal with us. These people's in carnal state of mind. So the Lord has a short, he's long suffering to his elect, but when he's about to get down and cut off this teaching period, he's going to bring drama your way to you mockers and scoffers. Okay? It says, I have stretched out mine hand, which are the prophets of the Lord, who we are, and no man regarded, because the Lord's not going to stretch out his hand from the heavens, a big black man's hand coming down and grabbing onto you and teaching words where the fingers open up as mouths and teach and grab you back or something. All right, you got to be more in tune to what's going on in society right now. Yes, there's many things going on. LeBron just lost the championship. Yes, the World War III is brewing, which is a part of the scriptures. But the Lord is actually sending his prophets back in your face to teach you and rebuke you and reform you up back into this doctrine, man. All right? It says, and no man regarded, meaning they don't even pay attention, man. Not one, man. All right, except for the elect, except for the brothers that's who the Lord is giving His Spirit upon, Spirit of understanding. Verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel. How do you set it at naught? By neglecting it, by turning your back on the counsel of the Lord. Okay. It says, and would none of my reproof, meaning you didn't accept any of the correction of the Lord, man. Okay, coming down from who? His prophets, His men. Verse 26. I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. What is the calamity? That's when the terror happens to you. Okay, the highlight and the key word of the going through the world like wildfire is terrorism. You haven't met the real terrorists yet. We're telling you of the real terrorists. We're coming in the name of the real terrorists. The real terrorist is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Yahweh who sent His son Yahushua to terrorize you. According to this scripture here, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And He's going to strike you back, man. You're going to get hit. You're going to get mocked, meaning you're going to get laughed at. And we're going to be doing the laughing. Because right now we're doing the sighing and crying. The day when we're going to laugh is when you get judged for turning your back at the reproof and the counsel, man. All right? And I'm going to end it on 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Okay? So your fear, your torment, your dread, your pain, your terror will come upon you as a whirlwind, as a storm, quickly, swiftly, where you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Okay? You just have to accept it and deal with it, because the time has passed for you to change and be corrected, because you wanted to be simple, foolish, mocker, and scorn at the pot of prophets of the Lord when they came to correct you and reprove you, to give you that spirit back of understanding, man. Okay? And with that, that sums it up. All right? Basic scriptures, Proverbs 1 and 20 through 27. All right? Shalom.